You shot great, but you shot late. Hi, Lim. This is the Rundown Podcast.
I'm gonna give you the rundown.
Say, man, hey, man, it's OG Jucario. Now back at you with another one. And rapper Sayso Walka has responded to everybody saying that he sacrificed his artists. And pretty sure he was getting tired of being trolled by people online saying and, spreading rumors and their beliefs, right? Because people are entitled to their beliefs. But Sayso Walka was obviously bothered by people saying that he, in fact, had something to do, basically, with the artist Sayso P that was signed to his label being taken out. That's right, being unalived, as they say. And Sayso Walka had to respond to these claims, and he claimed that this right here is definitely not true because all he did was try to help those people around him and build these artists and take them to the next level. And he would never, ever sacrifice an artist.
It's one of them days. It's one of them days, man. You know what I'm saying? The whole world been waiting for me to speak. They been wanting to hear, you know what I'm saying, how I feel about this spiel. So we gonna make this little public sauce announcement like this right here, you know what I'm talking about? Sauce P, Sayso P, niggas saying all that gay ass, weird ass, lame ass, idiots. People just post anything on the internet for clicks and views. Dumb ass idiots. Y'all talking about sacrificing my brothers. No, nigga, I changed my brothers' lives. That's what Sauce gotta do. I changed niggas' lives. I changed niggas' situations. I turned niggas some hood niggas to millionaires, to billionaires, and shout out to that, a zillionaire. You know what I'm talking about? My brother Sauce Mike D, Fofo Mike D Dennis, TSL Business, original TSL member. You know what I'm talking about? How many years we been doing this league?
Man, I can't even understand, man.
You been in this shit before this shit began.
Before it even started.
You know what I'm saying? Brand new record deal, brand new contract for Sauce Mike Deezy, TSL Business, new album on the way. What's the name of my album, Mike D?
Excuse me,
you know what I'm saying?
Excuse me.
Coming out in a few weeks. Drop with /TSL 1 RPM. Shout out to my boy 1 RPM Jucario. And you know what I'm saying? The deal went through 300,000. You know what I'm saying? So here go my brother Bread, 100 G's. 100 G's.
But in the meantime, between time, there was some video footage, a new angle showing the actual incident go down from a different point of view, right? And it shows that Sayso Walka was exactly where he said he was during that interview with Wicked Films. He said he was right by Sayso P, standing next to him. And that's exactly where, Sayso Walka was when the incident unfolded.
Unfortunately, Say Less, just passed away or whatever.
Sayso P, man.
Sayso P. I mean,
Mafia, TSF, Memphis, Sayso P, Riley's finest, you know what I'm saying? Sauce and peace to my brother, man. Sayso P. I just witnessed my brother lose his life in front of my face down here in Memphis. And when I got shot, it's so much death going through my mind, so much, damn, I could have died. This nigga just died with me. How the world looking at this shit, how I look, this shit stupid. I came out here to do some rapper shit, close the business deal, because I didn't come out here just for the concert and the show and to support my nigga Danjo. I came to link out with a company out here, Connect Music Group.
Yeah.
Now I came to do business, you know what I'm saying? Shout out Connect Music Group.
Yeah, shout out Connect.
Great company out here, a publisher company, distribution company. So that's why I said of all the 3 years that Sayso been trying to get me to Memphis, this was the perfect time where it made the most sense because I'm killing 3-4 birds with one stone. So I'm just the type of person that I come to get the job done.
You do that.
So if I'm having fun and I'm being childish, that's what my mission is, that's what the fuck I'm gonna do. Until the pain is numb, not away. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the hospital jumping around, having fun, because in the back of my mind, I gotta go to sleep every night with how I felt seeing my little brother get shot in the face. Like, how many motherfuckers it's only a certain amount of people in this world that know what they feel like and know what it seems like to see a human being alive and well and moving, and that their body is lifeless, and maybe some of their brain particles or their blood is on your clothes. Like, how can you get past that without laughing and smiling and joking? And his whole life and energy wasn't surrounded around chaos, but I'm not gonna act like my nigga wasn't no gangster either. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes gangsters gotta cry, sometimes gangsters gotta die.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I hate it had to be with me on my time, on his time, in his city the first time that I came to his city.
But in the meantime, between time, there has been some new footage also and a new point of view, right? A different angle of the incident happening there in Memphis with Sauce Walka and his artist Sayso P getting gunned down in broad daylight. And so with Sauce Walka escaping with his life, you know, there was a rumor out saying that Sauce got stood over by one of the shooters, and the shooter said, "Oh, okay, well, you Sauce Walka, you good, right? We not after you, but he know what he did." Talking about Sayso P. Now, this rumor was put out by Benjamin Rainwater. Now, this happened to be the manager of Mo 3.
I mean, it's still what it is. Like Texas is looking what the going on with Sauce now.
I think they said. I think that white. I mean, that white
He
boy
dead.
missing. Yeah, he from there though. He had some more shit going on there.
Oh, he from there?
Yeah, he from there. So
Now
it
it's
looks.
making sense because I thought the nigga. I'm like, is this nigga from Texas?
Nah, I heard they stood over Walk and see realized it was Walk and said, "Nah, you good." He knew what he did and ran out.
Oh, they stood over it.
Yeah, and realized it was Walk.
Oh, they didn't know it was him.
They ain't know him now. Buddy from there. He was popping it on that Sprinter. Like we back. I'm back here. You know, he was popping this shit. I'm here. Ain't nobody gonna do shit. I'm with South Walker.
Oh yeah, he tripped.
You so I wake up in the morning and sit there and say, Sean Cotton just posted her. I wake up in the morning, everybody blowing my phone up. God damn, Rain, they stood over him. I made that whole story up for Whack. So Whack can go report fake news.
So after Sauce escaped with his life, right, by a hair, okay, because that gunshot wound could have easily been an artery, right? Could have bled out or something like that. But, you know, sometimes a lot of people do die because of just one gunshot. But luckily, he survived. And, you know, we have the confusion of people still not knowing or realizing who Sauce Walka was in the actual footage. Many people are saying that was Sauce that was actually running, you know, from the actual incident. But that wasn't. Many people didn't realize and pay attention that in the beginning of the video, when it first starts, this new angle that we see, right, this new point of view, okay, it shows Sauce Walka, this individual, as being shown now on the screen, okay? This is Sauce Walka, okay? And he's standing right next to Sayso P, and then he's going to, you know, be like almost leaning up towards against this SUV, this black SUV that they're by. Now, many people thought that the individual that walked into the frame, okay, after these two individuals are already standing by this black SUV. Like I said, the one that's there is Sauce Walka that's with Sayso P, and Sayso P has on a backpack. It looks like Sauce has on some type of backpack as well. Okay, so when this individual who people are saying there's Sauce Walka walking up to the individuals that's already at the SUV, you know, we already know that that's false because this person doesn't look nothing like Sauce Walka, right? It's a person of a bigger stature, okay, a bigger body type, okay? And also, you know, this is the individual that runs. Sauce never said he ran, okay, when he did that interview with Wicked Films. He never said he ran, okay, from the actual shooting while the guy was shooting at Sayso P, and the other guy was looking like he was aiming at this guy that was running away from the actual shooting, okay? So who knows, but at the same time, Sauce Walka was always right there beside Sayso P, you know, just like he stated in that interview, okay? He, you know, actually, you know, got shot because he was right there when the guys were shooting at Sayso P the whole time. Now, I ain't gonna give you no narrative. I'm gonna give you the rundown. Now, as far as, you know, showing you the actual, you know, go down, I can't do that, right? Because that's against YouTube guidelines, right? But what I can do is give you the rundown and tell you my point of view of it by seeing this new angle, right? Sauce was right there the whole time. Why would he set his artists up, right? Because, like I said, he came out and spoke on that. Had he, you know, been a part of anything or, you know, the conspiracies going on, why would this man, you know, put his life in the middle of a situation? You don't know what one of them bullets gonna hit. You got this a maniac over here in the red, he's shooting, trying to make sure it seems like that nobody was running from the scene. That's why he was allegedly shooting at the guy who was running from the scene, right? He was trying to make sure nobody got away, right? Sauce didn't run at all, okay? According to what we're looking at here. All right, so why would he sacrifice his orders and put himself in that position? And the guy who, actually ran up on him, walked up on him, was trying to, unload that clip, right? And some are saying that the gun jammed or whatever. That's why he was getting out the way. But if you actually look close, right, old boy in the red was letting that thing go through the actual, the windows and all that of the SUV. So old boy, he couldn't get too close anyway. Right, he could have, got a little closer, but he was risking himself being hit from some of that shrapnel, right? Some of that gunfire debris, right, from the vehicle. Okay, so he couldn't get too close over there. Old boy was letting it loose, right? And many people were trying to figure out what he was, hitting at. But obviously, if you look at the other footage that the women put out of them, in a room higher up above, you seen ground level and you're watching the crime scene from that point of view. And Sayso P was right there by that drainage, sewage drain.
I ain't even got my phone. This ain't nothing I really want to take a picture of, but at the same time, it's just like, damn.
It's fucked up, man. That man just walked out. They got the shooting 3 times. And it was other employees outside. Some of them started ducking and running.
Now that we got more clarity on who's where and, who's positioned and, who's who in the video, okay, we see this guy that walks up into the frame as well. Like he's walking down the sidewalk, right? Finna pass up Sauce Walka and Sayso P and this other individual that just walked up on Sauce and them and started talking to them. This guy, he actually sees, everything, before it happens. As he's walking up, the shooters already got their car door open. If you look at the video very close, that back passenger side door is already open. They were ready to hop out. And my thing is this: how did they know that Sayso P and Sauce and them would be outside at that time, right? Yeah, you know that they're at this hotel, right? You got the drop on that. But how did you know what time that, they would start moving around? Because checkout time normally at a lot of, motels, hotels, and, things of that nature are at, 11, 12 o'clock in the afternoon, right? And so you think about it. This shooting happened around, a little bit after 2 in the afternoon, 2:48, almost going on 3 o'clock. So, how did they know that, Sauce and Sayso P and them was going to be walking outside around this time of the day? It's not checkout time. Checkout time been came and gone, right? So how did they know that these guys would actually, be lounging and lacking and, walking up out of this Western hotel around 2:40 in the evening? That's kind of suspicious for them to have that type of information. They didn't look up that quick, right? They had to steal the car, right? So the car was already stolen, 24 hours in advance? As we've seen with Dolph, that could very well be the thing. But that would, lead us to say this. Maybe that they, found out that Sayso P was in town that night. That's when they stole the car or already had a stolo, right? Ready to slide in. Okay, and then that's when the next day they pulled it off. But yeah, so many things had to come together at, that right time, that perfect timing for this whole thing to happen, right? Because if you think about it, like I said, how did they know that those guys would be outside at that time at that hotel? Okay, so, I mean, it's a lot, but it's not a lot. Because like I said, the guy who walks up, he's very suspicious, right? He sees, this white Charger, but he's continuously walking, down the sidewalk, right? Past the scene like he don't know what's about to unfold. Now, if you see the white Charger already, you see the guy hop out, right? He's obviously masked up. This is the individual that was masked up. Now, he looks like a normal civilian, you know, but his actions were kind of suspicious to me because he's walking and, you know, about his business, but he's watching the white Charger, okay? So it makes me wonder, you know, did he know these guys? Because his reaction, you know, was as if, you know, he wasn't bothered by this guy hopping out of the white Charger that he was looking at the whole time, running up to Sayso P them, right, with the issue out in his hand, ready to unload something. So this guy is watching this guy the whole time run up, and he continues to walk, you know, like he doesn't notice nothing, watching him. I'm like, dude, that right there is suspicious. And then when it finally goes down, that's when this guy, if you look very closely at him, I didn't know if he was getting popped at or what, but he stumbles, look like he stumbles over his own feet. He, you know, then he tries to duck and he falls down on the ground. And I'm like, is somebody popping at him? What? Man, that was bad acting. Man, that was Tubi acting. Now I know a Tubi actor when I see a Tubi actor. That was Tubi acting at his, you know, lowest level, man. You know what I'm saying? Because that was very suspicious to me. Because there wasn't no reports of nobody else getting, you know, shot at, right? And, you know, there wasn't no reports of nobody else getting shot. Put it like that. But, you know, he hit the ground like he got popped, right? So I'm looking like, man, did he get a drop? Did the guy who walked up on Sauce and them and Sayso P, right? The heavy statured guy, right? Did he get a drop? Because he took off running, and then when he took off running, he hid right by the black SUV. There's a black SUV and a white SUV, you know, sitting right there the whole time. Looked like it could have been law enforcement, you know, vehicles, right? But, you know, clearly these guys didn't care what type of vehicles it was. They seen that vehicle that Sayso P, you know, Sauce Walka and them was in, and that was the target, you know. So, yeah, man, it was very crazy how this whole thing unfolded. But, yeah, we're going to go through it, you know, up until the point to where I can't show, you know, anything that would, you know, violate the guidelines, right? So let's check it out. Run it. So, as you see, this is Sauce Walka right here, okay? He's standing right next to Sayso P, right? That Sayso P just put his hand on top of the SUV, okay? Now, they're already there at the SUV. Now, you see this guy walking into the frame. He has a bigger, you know, stature about himself. That is not Sauce Walka. That's another individual that walked up to Sauce Walka and Sayso P. Now, who knows? It could be the security, all right? Now, that's the guy who's going to take off running that we see in that frame, okay? He's going to run from the incident. Now, here comes the white Dodge Charger. Now, here comes this guy right here. You see him swinging his arms. He's watching the whole time. You see the Dodge Charger ride up with the door open, right? You see that door open? Now this guy walks up swinging his arms. He watching them run up on him, y'all. He watched the whole time. And then he didn't react until the guy actually started letting that thing off, right? Then he stumbled over his own feet. So that was kind of suspicious to me. You know, so, you know, as I looked at it, I'm like, did he give the drop? Right? Because he watched the guy run up. He didn't react before, you know, the actual shots went off. Why not react when you see the guy, you know, hop out with the mask on and actually, you know, got that thing in the air ready to aim it at somebody? Why you ain't hollered in, brother? So I found that very suspicious of that person. And I'm pretty sure, you know, law enforcement, you know, questioned that person as well. Because, you know, his reaction to that, he stumbled over his own feet. He looked like he fell on his own. Because I don't think he got popped at, man. You know what I'm saying? Now, the guy that ran, he went and hid behind the black SUV. It was a black SUV and a white SUV. He hid right there, right? So, you can see this guy hiding, you know, after he ran. What you run for if you going to go run right there and hide, you know, behind one of the tires? That was crazy, man. You know what I'm talking about? But yeah, man, I found this whole situation crazy because when Sauce ducked, you ain't even see Sauce no more. It's like Sayso P tried to jump over Sauce, right? And he didn't get far because, you know, that's where they got him at right there, you know. And it seemed like Sauce either, you know, went up under the vehicle some, you know, tried to escape, you know, the gunfire, you know, that volley of shots that was coming. But yeah, man, that was crazy, bro. You know, I'm looking at that like, wow, where did Sauce go? Because if he didn't run, you know, as we stated, that wasn't him, right? So Sauce was right there the whole time, you know, leading to him being wounded, you know, from those volley of shots. And speaking of who gave the drop, right? Who could have did it? You know, who was staking out there? You know, how did they have this perfect timing down packed to catch Sayso P and Sauce, you know, and this other individual who was standing there gossiping with him as well, right? Fraternizing and horse playing around. How did they know this information, right? Who gave that drop? Okay, so you see this female when the video first starts. I noticed it was a woman walking across their street, all right? And then this all unfolded. Not saying that this lady has anything to do with it. I'm not saying that. All we're trying to figure out and find out are clues, and everything we see, right, or hear could be a clue. And I noticed that it was a female when the video first started out, like she was, you know, walking across that street, right? Then you see the guy walk up to Sauce and them. Then you see the guy walking up the street swinging his arms, watching the whole thing go down, and didn't react until he actually heard gunshots. So it's like all these different variables, right? Different aspects of it. You have to, you know, verify if you think or if you believe that that's suspicious to you. And I do believe that all those things were suspicious to me. Now, if that guy was a security guard, where was the guns at? You know, I mean, I don't know if they can get in, you know, shootouts like that. But if somebody's shooting at you, look like, you know, and you're supposed to be protecting this person, looks like you can actually pull that actual weapon out that you're carrying. I mean, what you got a weapon on you for if you can't actually pull it out and use it in public, right? So who knows, man? But yeah, if that was a security guard, because he was in all black, right? Saul spoke about having security guards, and you know, Sayso P supposed to have his own security guard.
When I seen Blood spend 500 on security, I was proud of my little nigga last night when we went to that concert. That night, the night before, the club. My nigga really was on some real boss shit. I ain't never seen him go that hard. But I'm saying, okay, you in your city, you taking the extra mile. He got real security, real gun, like real security, multiple vans. The security got lights and shit on them and making sirens. Making I'm damn, bitch. You got us on some Donald Trump shit right now, Lee. Man, we in Memphis.
You just looking at him proud.
My niggas making fun of my nigga. My nigga made that video talking about we in Memphis with it. No, my nigga really spent $1,500 on security that night. The nigga, we was secure. That's why we made it to the event and went home. And Danjo just had all the respect. Danjo had it overstood, like, you know what I'm saying? Hey, man, tonight is no violence zone. Like, everybody boo. Everybody finna go home. Everybody that came up in my club tonight is going home.
Real talk, bro.
And on the strength of Danjo name and love, nigga, that's how it went. I'm pretty sure there's plenty of people that was at that party that didn't like each other and felt certain type of ways about each other. But niggas put that shit aside for Danjo being a real nigga, the big nigga, the representative of this five and real niggas. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to die in Memphis. I don't want to die in nowhere.
Who knows, man, right? So, you know, that could have possibly been a security guard. But what I do know is that wasn't Sosa Man. No, that wasn't Sosa Man. Because Sosa Man had on a different outfit at that ambulance, right, after the situation, right? His clothing was all in disarray. So it was just a big unfortunate turn of events, man, especially with one of the, you know, alleged shooters, you know, murderers of Sayso P, right? And one of the guys who possibly shot Sauce Walka being found dead in Houston at that, you know, abandoned Greensport Mall. That just adds, you know, more speculation and more suspiciousness, right? More mystery to the whole ordeal. And say, man, hey, man, we also are hearing rumors that the other guy, Kevin Brown, you know, is deceased. but that's, not to be verified at this moment. It's just people are saying that. This is what the internet is saying. Now, the Brown being deceased rumor had to come about of people, just speculating that he also would be found deceased as well, but, that's neither here or there confirmed by either law enforcement or the media yet, okay? So we got to know that this guy's still out there somewhere, on the run. And we have yet to find out if he's, deceased somewhere until we have that type of news to actually verify. Well, anyway it goes, man, I can't call it. But y'all get in the comment section and y'all let me know how y'all feel about this entire situation, man. And until the next time, this is OG Jucario TV with the latest in rap, hip-hop, celebrity, and urban news. You're watching the Rundown Podcast. I appreciate everybody for spinning with me. I appreciate all my subscribers for sliding with your boy every time. And say, man, hey, man, keep hitting that like button, keep hitting that subscribe button, and look, turn on post notification so we can slide whenever I get the drop. You already know what it is, man. It's deeper than Buddha, her, you hear me? And guess what? I'm gone.